as good as Dwayne is, he's not going to take a plan up there and get 218 people to vote for it. Not going to happen. Folks, we got to change the way we think. How come we keep picking candidates on plans, we send them up there and nothing ever happens? And then all we do is sit there and say, well, wait a minute. And I've had this question, I guarantee you Wayne's had it asked too. And people come and say, now, Dwayne, why do we keep sending good people up there and nothing ever changes? I'll tell you why. It's not that we're sending bad people, we're sending the wrong plan. You want to get back to this, right? Okay, hold on. Hold on. My whole campaign centers on this. If we don't address the root problem, which is immorality, nothing's going to change. If I ask you, do you believe there's corruption in D.C.? Oh yeah, boy, there's corruption in D.C., Dwayne. If I ask you, and I said, well, do you think we got some immoral leadership up there? Oh boy, we got some immoral leadership. And if I ask you, what are you going to do about it? Then what are you going to say? Well, about the best answer you can give is this. Well, if so-and-so doesn't do this, next time election comes around, they're out. Well, yeah. We can hold them accountable that way. But you know what? It doesn't seem to be affecting too much. You know, those 2 years or 6 years per senator, that doesn't seem to come quite, to me, doesn't seem to come quite quick enough. Well, we're not solving, we're not getting our issues solved based on election cycles. It's not working, folks. I've watched for 35 years. It's not happening. And that's why I'm standing here. My platform is this. Now, first of all, let me define immorality. It's my definition, so let me define it. You don't have to agree with it, and that's okay. But remember, these are my marbles, and I'm playing. Here's what I define immorality as. Is when you vote for your party, you vote for special interest, or you vote for re-election, that's immoral voting. Let me give you let's talk about some realistic examples. Now, how long have they talked about Social Security being an issue? How many decades have they talked about Social Security being in trouble? How many decades have they talked about fixing Social Security? Okay? So, my question is who's the genius that says, okay, let's help the American people, so I'm going to take 2% off of what they pay in to Social Security and let them keep that in their pocket. Well, wasn't that a brainy idea? So you're telling me that we've got a trust, well, that's a contradiction of terms. We got a trust fund that's hurting, and you're going to keep money from going in so I can give Annie 2%. That's the kind of people we got running our country? Huh. Now here's what's even worse. Do you realize that all 5 of our U.S. representatives voted for that 2 weeks ago? Listen, I'm not throwing rocks. I just like to sit down with them one-on-one and say, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? And what about those our representatives that voted for the increase the debt ceiling last fall? Now let me ask you something. Let's get real serious. Now, I'm not convinced that the American people are ready and willing to go through what it's going to take to get it back. You know what I mean? Let me tell you what I mean with that. We're in such a culture today that most people don't even know what the word sacrifice means. I'm not convinced. I hope it's not true. I'm just not convinced. Let me give you an example. I told a group not too long ago, I said, let me ask you something. I said, you send me up, you say, Dwayne, we want you to go up there and stand on those principles. Okay? I can do that. Don't bother me. Well, I'm no one's friend. Don't need to be a friend if you stand on principle. You're not going to have a lot of friends stand on principle. Let's be real about it. If you want someone to go up and learn the system and get to know this and work up the system and get a leadership, I'm not your man. I'm not your man. So we go up and stand on principle, and then the media just tears me apart. And I'm I'm a right-wing terrorist, Christian, far extremist, no good, sorry dog from District 2, Oklahoma. And what are you going to do at that moment? Are you going to hang your head? Oh boy, why did we send him up there? You told me to stand on principle. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We can no longer, whoever you send, we can no longer send someone up there and not stay hooked up. I mean hooked up. I told you it's going to be a greater fight. And when I have a young lady stand up in front of strangers and, you know, take this, I mean, just based on polling, not a popular candidate, not saying he's wrong, I'm just saying he's not popular, and stand up and tell me why she voted for him, that's what we need, right there. What I want to do for you is this. Don't ask me for a big, your major legislation in your first year. I don't have any, don't want any. We got enough legislation. I could probably come up with about 100 different things we could repeal. I think that'd be pretty simple. What I want to do is this, is I want to go up and I want to hold every individual accountable that says, first of all, of course they swear into this. That's become kind of a laughing deal. How can you sit there and swear to uphold something and then turn around and vote against it? I want to hold them accountable. I want to find those individuals, first of all, let's set the swearing part aside, that's become a misnomer, and ask them and find out who says they believe in this. And then I want to talk to those that, and just specifically, and for specific reasons, because I think it's important. You may not, that's okay. But I want to talk to those also that say that they're Christian. I want to talk to them too. Because why is it, if you say you're a Christian, but you're certainly not voting on biblical principles, that's killing our country. And I want to talk to those, and I want to hold them accountable personally. Because here's a deeper scare.